Semen retention and female attraction. The unspoken truth. For centuries, men across cultures, religions, and philosophies have whispered about a mysterious power that comes from within. A power tied not to wealth or status, but to self-mastery. In today's world, where instant gratification dominates and discipline often fades, this principle is resurfacing with renewed force. The idea is simple yet profound. By retaining one's vital energy instead of dissipating it recklessly, a man unlocks a presence that is deeply magnetic to women. But why does this happen? Why do women, often unconsciously, respond differently to a man who practices semen retention? To answer this, we must journey through biology, psychology, history, and real-life stories that reveal the unspoken truth about attraction. Science tells us that semen contains an incredible density of nutrients and life. A single ejaculation can carry zinc, selenium, magnesium, calcium, potassium, vitamin C, and a host of proteins and amino acids, all packed in microscopic form. More importantly, the act of holding back from constant release allows testosterone to build up. Testosterone, the hormone most associated with male vitality, aggression, drive, and charisma, becomes naturally elevated when a man refrains for days, weeks, or even months. Studies have shown that after just 7 days of abstinence, testosterone levels can peak up to 145% of the baseline. This surge fuels not only muscle growth and energy, but also sharpens focus, ambition, and confidence qualities that women instinctively find attractive. Female attraction is not purely about looks, money, or charm. At its core, it is evolutionary. For thousands of years, women have been wired to seek men who embody strength, self-control, and vitality. A man who cannot control his own impulses signals weakness, while a man who masters his desires radiates power. Retention becomes a silent demonstration of discipline, and discipline is one of the most magnetic traits any man can possess. Imagine a man who walks into a room with calm eyes, steady posture, and energy that cannot be ignored. He does not need to chase attention, for his presence already commands it. Women may not consciously say, "He practices semen retention," but their subconscious mind picks up the signals. His voice resonates deeper, his skin glows healthier, and his aura feels stronger. This is the essence of masculine polarity, and polarity is the engine of attraction. Throughout history, great warriors, sages, and leaders practiced some form of semen retention. Ancient Taoist masters considered semen to be DJ, the essence of life, and warned that wasting it led to weakness of body and spirit. In India, yogis and spiritual seekers spoke of brahmacharya, the conservation of sexual energy for higher purpose. Even great inventors and thinkers like Nikola Tesla and Leonardo da Vinci were rumored to channel their energy into creativity instead of indulgence. These men, admired by women and respected by men, carried a mysterious magnetism that came not from constant pleasure but from mastery. Let's ground this in a story. Imagine two men, Raj and Arjun. Raj is constantly seeking quick gratification. He spends hours scrolling, watching explicit content, releasing his energy whenever the urge arises. On the outside, he looks fine, but inside, he feels drained. His eyes lack spark. His handshake is weak. His voice is soft. When he speaks to women, he fumbles, overthinks, and comes across as needy. Arjun, on the other hand, has chosen the path of retention. At first, it was difficult. He faced urges, temptations, and doubts. But as the weeks passed, he noticed changes. His workouts felt more powerful, his thoughts clearer, his motivation higher. He carried himself differently, not with arrogance, but with assurance. When Arjun enters a room, women notice. Not because he tries to impress, but because his very energy speaks louder than words. This difference is the unspoken truth. Women are biologically tuned to pick up on subtle cues of vitality. Pheromones, body language, vocal tonal are amplified when a man's testosterone is elevated and his energy conserved. It's not about manipulation. It's about alignment with natural masculine energy. And when a woman feels that, her body and subconscious mind respond with attraction. There's another layer: psychology. A man who practices retention develops self-respect. He is no longer controlled by base impulses, but guided by higher goals. This shift changes how he interacts with women. He no longer chases validation. He no longer puts women on a pedestal. Instead, he sees himself as the prize. This subtle change in mindset flips the dynamic. Women, who are naturally drawn to confident leaders, feel the pull. Attraction is rarely about words. It is about energy. Think about the times when you've seen a man who wasn't necessarily the most handsome, but somehow women flocked to him. Chances are, he had a grounded, magnetic presence that came from within. Retention cultivates exactly that. Critics may ask, Is semen retention a magic spell that guarantees attraction? The answer is no. Retention is not about suppressing sexuality or denying human nature. It is about transmutation, redirecting raw sexual energy into strength, focus, and purpose. Without purpose, retention becomes frustration. But when aligned with goals, whether building a business, mastering a skill, or improving health, it becomes fuel. Women sense when a man is on his mission. A man on a mission is irresistibly attractive because he embodies direction, something women crave in masculine energy. There are countless testimonies from men across the globe who report dramatic changes after weeks of retention. Stories of strangers suddenly noticing them, women making eye contact more often, conversations flowing more naturally. Some even report that their long-term partners express renewed passion as if sensing a stronger masculine presence. These stories may sound mystical, but they align with biology and psychology. Retention boosts dopamine sensitivity, meaning a man derives more joy from life rather than chasing artificial highs. His eyes shine brighter, his smile feels genuine, and his laughter carries depth. All these signals combine to create what we call an invisible field that others feel. And women, being naturally intuitive, are especially sensitive to such energy. Let's touch upon an often ignored aspect: respect. Women respect a man who respects himself. If a man cannot master his own urges, how can he be trusted to lead, protect, or provide stability? Retention becomes a silent form of self-respect. It says, "I am in control, not my impulses." That statement, even unspoken, resonates deeply with women. Another fascinating fact comes from studies on body language and testosterone. Men with higher testosterone subconsciously take up more space, stand taller, and use fewer filler words. Their communication is concise and firm. This subtle dominance, when combined with kindness and emotional intelligence, becomes extremely attractive. Retention amplifies these traits because it builds a reservoir of energy that naturally spills into body language and tone. Consider also the spiritual angle. Many women today, whether or not they are religious, are exploring concepts of energy and vibration. They talk about masculine and feminine balance, chakras, aura cleansing, and more. A man who practices retention naturally vibrates at a higher frequency. His presence feels grounding, safe, and powerful, a combination that triggers deep feminine attraction. This isn't about superstition. It's about the lived experience of countless men and women across cultures. Let's return to our story of Arjun. Months into his retention journey, he not only notices attraction from women, but also respect from men. His colleagues see him as more reliable. His friends seek his advice. His family senses his maturity. This holistic growth is what truly makes him magnetic. Women are drawn not only to sexual energy, but also to the man who channels it into purpose. This is why semen retention is not a trick, but a transformation. Yet it must be acknowledged, this path is not easy. In a world flooded with explicit content, instant gratification, and distractions, choosing retention requires willpower. The initial phase can feel like climbing a mountain. Urges intensify, mood swings arise, and doubts creep in. Many men fail in the first few weeks. But those who persevere report a breakthrough. Their energy stabilizes, their mind clears, and their attraction grows natural, not forced. This very struggle, the act of overcoming desire, shapes character. Women may not know the details, but they can feel the result. To illustrate, think of a lion. The lion does not need to roar constantly to prove its strength. Its calm walk, piercing gaze, and silent authority speak louder than any noise. Similarly, a man on retention does not need to boast. His very existence communicates strength. Women notice, often without realizing why. They simply feel more drawn, more curious, more open around him, and this is the unspoken truth. Attraction is not a checklist of traits, it's an energy exchange. Retention heightens that energy. Too close, let us remember this. Semen retention is not about women, it is about self-mastery. Female attraction is simply a byproduct of a man becoming his highest self. When he respects his energy, guards it, and channels it into purpose, the world responds. Women feel it, men respect it, and life itself opens doors. The unspoken truth is that women are not chasing semen retention itself. They are drawn to the man it creates, a man of discipline, strength, and purpose. A man who carries mystery, magnetism, and mastery within. This is why semen retention and female attraction are inseparable, not because of tricks or manipulation, but because true masculinity, when cultivated, is impossible to ignore. The choice lies with every man. Dissipate energy into fleeting moments or conserve it to build a lasting presence. Those who choose the latter discover a secret that has been hidden in plain sight for centuries. The secret that women have always known in their hearts, even if unspoken. The secret that attraction is not about chasing, but about becoming. And when you become that man, the unspoken truth is no longer hidden, is lived, felt, and embodied in every glance, every conversation, and every connection. Before we conclude, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to drop your location in the comments. I'd love to know where you are watching from. And if you ever have any questions, join our Telegram channel where we interact directly and help each other grow. The link is in the description.